Chapter 82, Plan for Babysitting. Another baby-related chapter. It starts out with me, Varie, and Lincoln waking up in Lincoln and Linka's room for some reason. I guess it's another sleepover, though it doesn't count as a sleepover if you're, living in the same estate. I don't know. Lincoln wakes up, so I've heard. Sunday mornings, my homework's done, my chores are complete, and I'm looking forward to a whole day of freedom. He gets out of bed and starts dancing with joy. Woo, you said it, buddy, I say. I can't wait to have some fun, says Varie. Me too, says Linka. Rise and shine, kids. We're going to Aunt Ruth's today, says. Wait, who gets excited on Sundays? Saturdays, that those are good. Sunday, I mean, it's still, a good day. From like a kid's going to school point of view, Sunday is still all right, but you got the looming thought of going back to school on Monday. Kind of brings it down a bit. Personally, Friday afternoons and Saturdays are where it's at. Getting you distracted. This is kind of a long one, so let's not take too long. Rise and shine. Rise and shine, kids, we're going to Aunt Ruth today, says Rita from downstairs. Her news causes Lincoln to stop dancing. Yay, says Rita, still. Aunt Ruth's today? No! Visits to mom's aunt are torture, says Lincoln, frightened. Why do you say that, Lincoln? I ask. Yeah, it can't be that bad, says Varie. Going to Aunt Ruth is a total nightmare. In my dimension, where I'm going, we called her Uncle Rudy. Okay, says Linka, right. That's different. What? Yeah, true. That is different. Uncle Rudy and Aunt Ruth are two very different things. But what's so bad about Aunt Ruth? I ask. A montage of all the things they do at Aunt Ruth's is shown. First, Aunt Ruth is laying in her chair, and the loud siblings are bored out of their minds as they are looking at a slideshow. She makes us. Why is this in bold? She makes us look at a million pictures of her cats, says Lincoln. Oh, cats are cute. Here's Mittens in Egypt. We were going to visit the pyramids, but Mittens hates the heat, says Ruth, cuddling Mittens. Don't you, baby? Cut to them eating something questionable. She feeds us gross food, says Lincoln. Ew! When was this pudding made? Asks Laurie. Seeing as this flag on the label only has 48 stars, says Lisa, examining the can. Why did I say that wrong? The can. Cut to Lincoln cleaning out the cat's litter box. And she always singles me out to do her special chores, says Lincoln. Uncle Rudy did the same thing to me in my dimension, says Linka. Fantastic. And when you're done scooping, you can start rubbing these bunions. Ew. Don't forget my extra toe, says Ruth. A sixth toe protrudes from her left foot. Fantastic. Lincoln cringes in disgust. I cringe I cringe. Isn't cringing just naturally disgust? Now it could be like uncomfortableness. Whatever. Lily pulls on one of Ruth's cat's tails. End montage. Oops, skipped way ahead. Lucky, says Lana. The only loud who got to skip out on Aunt Ruth's are Lily and Dad, says Lincoln. Lily pulls on Aunt Ruth's cat's tails. Tails? Multiple? Never mind. Right. Cat's tails. So multiple of Aunt Ruth's cats are having their tails pulled on by Lily, who I assume is a baby in this flashback, or showing early signs of being a psychopath, right? Isn't it what? There's 3 signs. Killing small animals. Obviously, it's not the same thing, but killing small animals, wetting the bed, and a third one I can never remember. Anywho, Aunt Ruth and Lily and montage. Okay, I stand corrected. Jeez, that is a nightmare from HE double hockey sticks, I say. So he's willing to spell it out, but not willing to say it. No kidding, says Varie. Yeah, says Linka. Aunt Ruth still doesn't trust Lily around her cats, even though she's now a 10-year-old and has powers. That doesn't seem very likely, but whatever. So Dad stays home and babysits her. Lucky, says Lincoln. Boy, it's a miracle you all haven't gotten botulism from the pudding. If the label said it only had 48 stars on the flag of the USA, then that means it was made in the early 1950s before Alaska and Hawaii officially became states. Does it? I just figured she managed to procure that can of pudding from some alternate dimension where the USA only had 48 states. I didn't realize that it was actually much more likely and frankly obvious answer. Always, what the hell is botulism? I don't care. Yuck, says Linka. That's disgusting, says Varie. No kidding, I say. I get an idea. I have an idea. Let's go talk to Mr. Lynn and Miss Rita. Scene cuts to me, Varie, Lincoln, and Linka. Inland, Inland Senior and Rita's room. Sorry, I just know it's coming. So I was thinking that maybe we can have a babysitting plan, where one of us will babysit some of the kids, while the rest of us go to Aunt Ruth's. Question: why in the black hell? I don't know. I could have said dark hell. Why in the hell does Lily need babysitting anymore? Like you said, she's 10 years old. Sure, 10 years old isn't very old, but if you're willing, I assume in the original uh, uh, show episode, right? In the original episode, they have Lincoln stay home with Lily to babysit her. But Lincoln isn't much older, right? I swear I could check every single time, and I'll always forget his age. But isn't he like 12? You know what? I'm gonna look on my phone in the middle of recording. Yep, that's right. Thank, thank God. All right. Hold on. Lincoln Loud age. Initially 11 years old, he turns 12 and okay. So 11 to 12 is when he yeah, it's a 1 year difference. There's no way it's that big of a deal that they have to let the 11-year-old. I mean, if anyone's going to stay behind, it's going to be Lori or Lenny. But whatever. Like I was saying, point is, they probably don't need to stay behind and babysit the 10-year-old now. Especially since he's got superpowers and is. Whatever. We'll babysit some of the kids as the rest of you go to Aunt Ruth's. You know, JD, that's not a bad idea. Yep, called it. I'm sure that's roughly how the original episode went as well. But of course, JD had to be the one to say it. That way, because JD has all the good ideas. I think it will be perfect for the family, says Lynn Sr. That's a wonderful idea. We will set it up right now. Who's going to babysit first, asks Rita. Well, it was my idea, so I'll go first, I say. Okay. All right. Who do you want to stay back? That's not. Who do you want to stay back? Asks Lynn Sr. Luna, Gabriella, Lynn, Shannon, Anastasia, Lincoln and Linka, Lucy, Laney, Lola, Penny, Lisa, and Lily. Okay. Was that all? Right? 10-year-old with superpowers, I guess it would be a little high maintenance. Not that 10-year-old Lily has shown any real issues in the chapters that we've seen her. Like, the only reason that this would make any sense is if when you were talking to Lynn Sr., you straight up said, hey, yeah, a lot of the kids. Okay, quick little side tangent. Why the hell does Gabriella and Shannon were they were these the people who were like straight up adopted? Was Anastasia adopted by the Loud specifically? I don't remember. I don't remember who is and isn't who is and isn't adopted by the Loud House, and who is and isn't just straight up living in the estate with them. But assuming all of those people that he listed out that aren't the original Loud siblings, this is fucking complicated. Assuming that they were adopted, then I guess fine, it makes sense that he would have to. Yeah, because otherwise it's like, why are you forcing these other kids that sure you live in the same estate with, but like they're not your kids. You don't get to force them to go to Aunt Ruth's. But I'm just going to assume that they've all been adopted into the Loud family for some reason. So, and before I started talking about this, I was going to say that the only reason Lynn Sr. would approve of multiple people staying behind to watch Lily is because you straight up said to his face, yeah, hey, some of the Loud kids, most of, maybe even all of the Loud kids, don't like going to Aunt Ruth's. And he's like, "Oh wow." I mean, if so, he's a cool ass dad who gets that maybe going to Aunt Ruth isn't a very fun way to spend your Sunday. So he's totally fine letting a handful of them go, a handful of them stay while the rest go, and then maybe changing it up. A different group gets to stay next time they go to Aunt Ruth's. That's pretty chill of him. But I don't know. I don't know. It also seems just a tad unlikely. Considering animated sitcom style families, it seems like, oh yeah, you say I don't want to hang out with a relative, and that's suddenly like a, oh man, there's no ice in my water. Oh, and there it goes, all over my goddamn pants. Well, it's not that bad. Okay, it might be a little bad. It's not that bad. It's medium bad. I'm getting off track. I've been speaking for like 20 minutes, and I've read like 5 lines at this point. More than that, though, you get the point. I guess all in all, I just feel like maybe to some extent, this is either not realistic, like why would you need multiple people to stay behind, or it's potentially uh, uh inconsistent with Lynn Senior's character. Not that, yeah, I'm not going to say that that's for certain because I'm no Lynn Senior expert here. So maybe he is the cool kind of dad who would let multiple, a group of kids stay back because they don't like going to Aunt Ruth's. Maybe, but I don't know. Back to reading, because that's what like I'm supposed to be doing, apparently. Try as I may to not. Okay, where was I? I hope I didn't cough directly into the mic. That's perfect, says Rita. By the way, how often do you guys go to Aunt Ruth? I ask. Once every 3 weeks, says Rita. That's perfect, I say. Are you sure you can handle it? Babysitting is a huge responsibility. Well, maybe if she wasn't 10 years old. All right. Besides, he just gave himself like 5, 10 other people to help him. I think he's got it covered. Wait a damn minute. Why did he say that Lily was one of the ones to stay back? Isn't who you're supposed to be friggin' babysitting? Of course Lily's going to stay back. Unless Lily was going to go for some reason. And just, whatever, James. You should not be a writer. Be a clown. Be a circus freak. Look at the man who can write millions of chapters. Right up there with the bearded lady and I don't know, some guy with 3 arms. Okay. You sure you can handle that, babysit? I know, I'm ready for it, so I say. And this is the chapter where Lincoln reveals that he's had super duper babysitting powers all along. Yeah, and I've learned a ton about babysitting from Lori, Carol, and Lenny, not to mention the real pros, you guys, says Lincoln. He's got a point, honey, and talk about a win-win. You'll get to stay the whole day with Ruthie, says the Vita. Lynn Sr. drops his coffee mug in despair. Me, Varie, Luna, Gabriella, Lynn, Shannon, Anastasia, Lincoln, and Linka, Lucy, Laney, Lola, Penny, Lisa, and Lily are standing by the door, and Lynn Sr. and the rest of the girls and Liam and Zach await the inevitable with Ruth. Right. If I have to see that extra toe, so help me, says Lynn Sr. Hold on. Luna, Gabriella, Lynn, Shannon, Anastasia. Am I crazy? Is that not more than... Maybe I'm crazy. I'm probably just crazy. Okay. Lucky, says Lori bitterly to us. It's not luck, it's strategy. Have a great day, says Lincoln. I'm sorry, Lori. Oh, kill yourself. I'm sorry, Lori, but try to stay sane. Next time you and Carol will stay back and be with us. Oh, so you don't have to go. Granted, you're not part of the Loud family, but if there was an episode that took place exclusively at Aunt Ruth's, I wouldn't be surprised if you revamped it, and wouldn't you know it, JD is right there the entire time. Hell, you might even like actively want to massage Ruth's bunions, and then you reveal, oh, I've got super massaging bunion powers all along. And by the way, Aunt Ruth, there's nothing to be ashamed of about your extra toe. People have a lot. Everybody's got at least one small little thing wrong with themselves, and there's no, stupid shit like that. It's a kid's show. All right, have a little bit of shallow hatred that lasts a few seconds, or maybe even potentially sets up a joke. I don't know. You suck. Lori sighs and heads to the car. Lincoln closes the door and the loud kids cheered. This is an awesome idea, dude, says Luna. Agreed. I can't wait to have some fun, says Gabriella in a British accent that I've decided not to do. I'm so glad I'm not looking at pictures of a cat right now, says Lola. Me too, this was a genius plan, JD, says Laney. This is I don't know why, but this really sucks for some reason. I still don't understand why Aunt Ruth still doesn't trust me, even though I'm grown up, says Lily. Paranoia, I think, I say. It's possible that her love for cats is so strong that she's willing to protect them by any means necessary, even by having you stay back, Lily, says Lisa. I see. Well, that's all right. I love being with you all, says Lily. Of course. This is going to be fun, guys. Yeah, says Anastasia. Just then, Clyde contacts Lincoln. Come in, Lincoln. It's Clyde. Are we hanging out today? Asks Clyde. I love to, buddy, but I'm helping JD with babysitting. Part of the family. Realistically, though, okay, I don't know why I didn't even think of this, but why wouldn't, Rita and Lynn Sr. just go to friggin' JD or JD's dad or any of the other families living in the estate at this point and say, hey, could you watch over Lily for us? And then boom, everybody goes. Whatever. I love you, buddy. Hoping JD babysit part of the family. Probably don't want to. Lincoln gets cut off. Are you kidding? I'm great with babysitting. Wouldn't you say I'm great at babysitting? I'll be right over, says Clyde. Beat. I don't know. Boom. And out. Over and out. Over and out. What? Okay, whatever. Says Clyde, excited. Clyde is over with us. I'm over with you guys too. I'm over all of it. Okay, our first activity is half an hour of music playing, I say. Rockin', says Luna. What? Who the hell? Whatever. I love music, says Lily. I know. I know, I say. Luna's room. We have. I thought it was supposed to be babysitting. I mean, realistically, what is there to babysit? Because for the 50th time in a row, Lily is goddamn 10 years old. So there's no diapers to change. There's no, I don't know, watching her so she doesn't crawl down the stairs and break her neck. Whatever it is that babysitting entails. Whatever. We each have several instruments and we play one of my favorite songs, Lorena McKennett's The Mystic's Dream. I'll have to listen to that. See how good it is. As we play and Lily sang, an illusion what? An illusion forms around us being in some of the most beautiful places on the planet. First we are in Torres del Paine? Whatever. Torres del Paine in Patagonia, Chile. The mountains of the area were absolutely beautiful. Next, we were in China over the Guilin Mountains. These were my favorite mountains in all of China. Just, he has a favorite everything. Yo, Lyme disease is my favorite disease. I don't get it, man. Why does he have to have a like, what? I mean, sure, it's not impossible to it's just so strange. The amount of niche things that he's into and always finding a way to force his favorite of said thing into a chapter for whatever reason. Okay. I mean, favorite song isn't like that hard to get. Favorite song is a pretty normal favorite thing to have, but favorite mountains? Okay. If JD didn't have powers, he'd be beaten up for being a friggin' nerd. Anyways, they provide some of the most breathtaking scenery in the world. We were now playing Walking in the Air by Chloe Agnew. and we were flying over the Queen Abbey Castle in Ireland, one of Ireland's most ancient castles. Is this like music video? Uh, uh, uh oh shit, music video visuals, and it's just like cartoon logic that it's happening, or is this like something to do with somebody's powers? Because I swear one of them has singing powers, or maybe it was water music powers, whatever. There's like 50 to friggin' keep track of at this point. I'll only remember them when they use them in combat, against some kid who stole another kid's lolly and thus deserves to be beaten to death. It was truly an amazing experience for us, and we got to see some of the most beautiful places in the world. So I guess they were genuinely seeing it. The illusion dropped, and we cheered wildly. That was awesome, says Lola. Yeah, says Lincoln. Those songs were amazing. And Lily, I didn't know you were a great singer, says Linka. It's a hidden talent I have, says Lily, who is at this point a Mary Sue as well. I recognized all those places. We were in Torres del Paine in Patagonia, Chile, the Guilan Mountains in southern China. Rip out my eyes so I don't have to read this anymore. In southern China, and lastly, we were over Queen Abbey Castle in Ireland, says Laney. Exactly, Laney, says Lisa. I thought that castle was cool, but it looked a little run down, says Lola. Well, that's what happens when it's an ancient friggin' castle, dumbass. I snapped. Lola didn't deserve that. JD deserves it. It was built back in 1403 to 1433. It was one of Ireland's ancient castles. I say, that's true, says Lola, who I guess is apparently knew that already, but for some strange reason decided to point out that it looked a little run down. I figured she was saying that in like a I'm finding this out now kind of way. That castle was cool, but it looked a little run down. But turns out she knows. Apparently, that's true. Okay. Ireland has really good food, though. Shepherd's pie is Mick Swagger's favorite food, dudes, says Luna. Shepherd's pie is an Irish staple over there. I think I've had shepherd's pie, and I don't think I liked it. But it was only once. Maybe I'll have to try it again sometime. Says Varie, Ireland sure is beautiful, says Lynn. The rock formations of Torres del Paine were an amazing and geologically artful spectacle, says Lisa. Laney should have said that. Well, with her being the art person, not that she's done art in like 20 something chapters. I know, says Penny. Why is everybody just saying, I know? And yes, and I already knew that, and it feels a little passive aggressive. I think Chile is beautiful too, says Lynn. Those rock formations in China were amazing too. Who talks about rock formations? All right. If I see a beautiful landscape, I'll say, oh, that's beautiful. I'm not going to like just on a whim go, wow, the way the mountains roll over the landscape and 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 the rock formations of those hills over there. No. For the upteenth time, people don't talk like this. This is not how people who are comfortable around each other talk. If my friend starts talking about rock formations, I'm going to call him gay. There's no reason. Hell, he might even be gay. But it doesn't matter because that's just. Oh. That's how you talk to people you're comfortable around. You can afford to be weird because they're not going to judge you. They already know you're weird. If anything, something I would probably do is scream at the top of my lungs, oh my God, so that I can get one of my friends' attentions and then make a super big deal about the fucking rock formations, knowing full well he probably wouldn't give two shits. And that's, oh, what the? Okay, that was weird. Just weird stuff like that. Weird, funny stuff. That's part of the joke. The fact that me, a person who hasn't shown a single itty bitty bit of interest in rock formations beforehand, suddenly freaking out over rock formations. That's funny and a little bit natural, at least for me and my friends. Whatever. God, it's probably been 30 minutes already. I gotta read faster. Okay. I've always wanted to see the. Nope, wait. Beautiful masterpiece. Nope, wait. I think to the document Chile or China. We're amazing too. The Gwillian Mountains are a beautiful masterpiece of nature, says Gabriella. Yes, indeed, says Lisa. I've always wanted to see some of the world, and it felt like we were actually there, says Shannon. You have. And if you haven't, just step into the simulator slash teleporter slash time traveler slash interdimensional gateway, dude, and then see whatever the hell you want to. Anyways, yeah, it sure did, says Nicken. That illusion did make it feel that way, didn't it? Are they just not going to explain it? Why was the illusion like that? What caused it? Who cares? I say. 10:30 a.m. Oh, my watch beeps. Oh, it's time for our game. Who are going to play a game called Princess Rescue? I say. Oh, that sounds like fun. How do we play? Asks Lola. You rescue the team up. You rescue and team up with Disney princesses to fight the villains in the movie. Our first princess is Rapunzel from 2010's Tangled. Oh my god. Okay, I say, "Eee! That's awesome! Like the picture you made for me." Yeah, I say. I mean, says Lola. I thought you would like that, Lola. We go to the simulator to do it. Let's go. Why did he say it like that? Because it's not like in brackets, we go to the simulator to do it. He said, whatever. We go to the simulator, and Lola was in the simulator, and Lisa set the scenario, and the simulator activated. Lola was in front of the tower Rapunzel was held in. That's Rapunzel's tower, says Lola. I can't believe I'm entangled. There's no time to lose, she says excitedly. Lola spread her wings and flew up to the tower. It was dark, and she found Rapunzel tied up and gagged. Rapunzel! Wait, what? Why was Rapunzel tied up and gagged? She isn't. She never is. Not at the start, not at the end. I mean, I know the is it Quinn? Is Quinn the name of the guy from Rapunzel who like stole something? I don't know. Um, whatever, 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 whatever. Where was I? Whatever. There's no time to lose. Whatever. And gagged. Rapunzel, says Lola, going to cut her hands free. Lola goes to her. Yeah, whatever. Are you okay? She asks. Yes, thank you, says Rapunzel. Yes, thank you, says Rapunzel. You're welcome. My name is Lola Loud. I came here to save you, says Lola. I appreciate that. Gothel's been using me for my entire life just to preserve her immortality, says Rapunzel. Where is she now? Asks Lola. She's gone out to wait and see if Eugene is coming, and then she's gonna kill him when he comes in here, says Rapunzel. Oh, wait. Maybe she is tied up. Eh, whatever. I don't remember. When he comes in here, says Rapunzel, Gothel is a terrible mother and she needs to pay for her crimes, says Lola. In the most horrifying, brutal way possible. Please. Please. I agree, says Rapunzel. Lola senses something, naturally. Gothel's coming. Quick, pull up your hair, says Lola. Gothel saw Rapunzel's hair go up and she knew that someone is helping her. Rapunzel, let down your hair, says Gothel. Lola threw a fireball at her and Gothel dodged it, and the ground exploded and sent her flying. Gothel hit a cliff and got up, and she saw the amazing rock formations on the side of the cliff, and she couldn't help herself but take a picture. Not That doesn't make sense. I don't think they had phones in whatever year that Rapunzel took place. Anyway, hit the cliff. She saw Lola and Rapunzel land on the ground. Rapunzel had her hair braided. Lola had fireballs in her hands ready. Rapunzel, what are you doing? Get back in the tower, says Gothel. No! I'm through with you, Gothel. You are finished, says Rapunzel. You are just a heartless witch that needs to be destroyed, says Lola. You think this sucks? I hate this chapter. I don't know why, but it's really, it's dragging on me. Needs to be destroyed. You think you can stop me, you ugly little girl, says Gothel. Gothel just made a huge mistake. Ugly? Asks Lola. Control room. Uh-oh, I say. That woman is in for it now, dude, says Luna. Never call Lola UGLY, or you were asking for a death sentence, says Lucy. At school, a big kid called Lola that, and she went ballistic. She beat him up real bad and got him sent to the hospital in the intensive care unit, at which point she would probably be placed in government custody, because she's a superpowered maniac who sends kids to the hospital because they insulted her. I've heard about that incident. Lola got grounded for 2 weeks because of it. Or that. 2 weeks grounded. Bummer, man. Man, it would have been 3 weeks if you killed him. 4 tops. That's bad, says Ninka. I've heard about it too. Lola got sent home from school for 3 days because of it. Um, so which is it? Oh, wait, she got grounded for 2 weeks and she was suspended from school for 3 days, I guess. Cool. Gothel has just signed her death warrant, says Gabriella. Yeah, lesson here, never call Lola UGLY. Okay, says Shannon, or you'll be asking for trouble, says Anastasia. I get it. I'm glad I'm not the one on the receiving end of it, says Clyde. Me too, says Lincoln. Same here, says Lily. Indeed, says Lisa. Simulator! Lola's face turned red with pure rage, and her fire aura exploded and with extreme intensity. Massive explosions were destroying the whole landscape. No! Please try not to hurt the rock formations. They're beautiful. They're really something else. Picturesque. We're destroying the whole landscape and setting everything on fire. Rapunzel was not being affected by Lola's rage and fire. Thank goodness. Wouldn't that be awful? It'd be a real, who's that villain from Invincible? Powerplex? The one played by Jesse Pinkman? And like he's fighting, Invincible, and he uses his powers so with such intensity that it kills. I think it was his sister or something, who's like right there next to him, all because he was blinded by rage. That would have been a pretty cool character moment for Lola. It would have been excruciatingly dark, but whatever. At this point, I don't care. I just want something stupid to happen. At least then I can get a laugh out of it. My eye is killing me. I don't know why. I keep itching it, and it comes back a few seconds later. No one calls me ugly, says Lola, screaming in extreme rage. Lola went completely ballistic. She dashed and brutally pulverized Gothel with a barrage of punches. Kill me, kicks and more. She fired blasts of fire, fireballs, fire punches, and more. When she stopped, Lola calmed down and she saw the horrific sight before her. Lola, in a blind rage and ferocious rage, had mercifully and brutally mutilated and torched Gothel. Okay. Lola was horrified at what had taken place and broke down crying. Yeah! A very understandable reaction to brutally murdering somebody after the incredibly cartoonish and unserious cause of being called ugly. How fucking stupid. How literarily, I guess. Literature, just how inept do you have to be to write something as ridiculously stupid as that? And then, yeah, just typing away on his keyboard. Then the mean lady called Lola ugly. Then Lola went, ripped out the lady's heart, and popped it right in front of her horrified, dying face. After realizing what she did, Lola broke down in tears because she got called ugly. Fucking stupid. I don't even want to take a drink, but I need any excuse to. Dang it, my screen keeps going dark. I hope that didn't screw anything up. You know what? We'll roll with it. If the audiobook randomly went dark just then, do not panic. Anywho, you remember this was supposed to be fun too. Yeah, let's play Princess Rescue. 10 minutes later, what have I done? I'm a monster. But you're not an ugly monster, so that's good. Broke down crying. Rapunzel came and comforted her, but Gothel was still alive and was immobilized. One would consider that worse, alright? Because she has been, quote unquote, torched. Burn victims, they suffer like crazy, alright? From what I've heard, uh, being burnt is one of the most painful experiences. And right now, she was beaten and burnt, and she's paralyzed now, immobilized. Well, maybe not paralyzed. And she's currently alive and immobilized. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's knocked out. I would hope so. Gothel's injuries were starting to heal, and Eugene appeared and hit Gothel on the head with a frying pan and knocked her out. How was she healing? What? What did she like randomly wrap herself in Rapunzel's hair and force her to heal her? Because I know that's something Rapunzel can do with her hair. Lola got better right away and Lola got better right away and tied Gothel up. Yay! Lola, you were amazing, says Rapunzel. I know, but I could have hurt you, Rapunzel. I don't think you could have, because there is no real reason why Rapunzel wouldn't have gotten hurt, but I guess just fucking sure. Imagine like the Hulk going, imagine Bruce Banner going Hulk mode and then beating a baddie to near death and almost turning on his friends after one of them called him ugly. Doesn't that seem just a little bit stupid? My God. My God. It really is just that, I did like a whole thing. I made fun of Team Loud Phoenix Storm's justice by saying, "Oh yeah, a kid who steals another kid's lollipop deserves to be beaten to death" or some shit like that. But now it's less. It's no longer um, satire. You might genuinely be killed by Team Loud Phoenix Storm because you called one of them a mean, nasty name. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, you didn't. You saved me, and I thank you for that, says Rapunzel, teaching Lola zero lessons about responsibility with one's powers, and not to let such stupid, in unimportant things like small time insults cause you to go into a bloody rage. But hey, you saved the day. Hooray! You're welcome, Rapunzel. Let's get you home, says Lola. Rapunzel returned to her home kingdom in Corona. Oh, fun. The king and queen were so happy that Rapunzel was back and safe and sound. Gothel was sentenced to death for her crimes, and she was beheaded. Happy ending! Lola was awarded a medal that had the symbol of Corona on it. In my mind, I imagine the little Coronabacterium thing. Just, I don't know, it's stupid. The simulator turned off and we all cheered for her. Yay, yay, yay! We still had time before lunch to do more exercises. Lily went in the simulator and activated, and she found herself in the movie The Little Mermaid from 1988. Lily was underwater. Wow, I'm in The Little Mermaid, one of my favorites. Hey, I can breathe underwater. It must be because of my powers. You sure? Maybe Lily got gills when we weren't looking. But no, maybe the water power she has maybe makes her fucking breathe underwater. Maybe. Maybe. Lily swam around and saw Ariel being held by two eels, Flotsam and Jetsam. King Triton was facing the evil sea witch Ursula. I got to stop this, says Lily. Lily formed a sword of pure glowing blue water and swam toward them. Let her go, says King Triton. Not a chance, Triton. She's mine now, says Ursula, holding up a glowing paper. We made a deal. The paper gets cut in half and disintegrates. Lily appears and kicks Ursula in the face and sends her crashing through a rock. Lily, this deal is now null and void, says Lily. You see, this is why you always make copies of your legal documents, in case some maniac little girl with superpowers comes and destroys your deal. Anywho, Lily slashes apart Flotsam and Jetsam and frees Ariel. Thank you, says Ariel. You're welcome, Ariel, says Lily. How do you know my name? Asks Ariel. The water tells me everything. Actually, the movie you watched prior to entering the simulator probably told you everything. Whatever. How can a human breathe and fight underwater? Asks King Triton. When you have the powers of Coventina, the goddess of water, anything is possible. Yeah, except flying into the sun. I don't think too many people can do that. Except JD, of course. My name is Lily Loud, guardian of all merfolk. Uh, okay. Whatever. Whatever. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard legends about the glowing water of Coventina. Anyone given that kind of power must be extraordinarily special, says King Triton. I must be one of those people. You think? Says Lily. Ursula got up. You little brat, who do you think you are? She asks. Someone who's going to destroy you. My name is Lily Loud, and my name will be the last thing you hear before you die. Technically, she just heard you say all of that after you said Lily Loud. So unless you say Lily Loud right before you kill her, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be wrong. We shall see, says Ursula. It's over, Ursula. You are finished. Never again will you terrorize my family over or any other merfolk, says King Triton. Lily fired a blast of glowing water, and it turned into a spear and it impaled Ursula all the way through her. King Triton fired a blast of energy from his trident and it obliterated Ursula complete. Obliterated. Obliterated. Have a nice time in the netherworld, says Lily. Ursula's magic was completely destroyed and all her merfolk that she held prisoner were free. Later, Eric and Ariel were married and it united their human and merfolk worlds. The simulation ended and it was later time for lunch. Just, just finished up killing some people. Time for lunch. 12 p.m. noon, lunchtime. Okay, what do you guys want for lunch? I asked. Pizza, says everyone. Good choice. What toppings? I asked. Sausage, says Luna. Pepperoni, says Gabriella. Steak, says Lynn. Ham, says Shannon. Artichoke, says Anastasia. Cheese for me, says Lincoln. Well, of fucking course, there's gonna be fucking cheese on the fucking pizza. Okay, blood sausage. Oops. I'd like chicken, says Linka. Blood sausage, says Lucy. Shouldn't Linka also want cheese if Lincoln likes cheese? Because they're literally the same, aren't they? Except, well, one's a girl. Whatever. I'm feeling luxurious. Garlic chicken, says Laney. Olive onions and olives, says Lola. Sausage, says Penny. Hawaiian, please, says Lisa, deserving death. Spinach and garlic, says Lily. Mushrooms and onions, says Varie. Cheese and garlic, please, says Clyde, coming right up. I spin my Magisword bracelet and pull out a Magisword. Pizza Magisword, says the announcer. I create a 48-inch pizza pie. Next time, just make one pizza for everyone. Just a small to medium pizza. I create a 48-inch pizza with all of our choices on 1/15 of each pie, 1/15 of the pie each. I got chicken garlic parmesan. Let's dig in, everyone, I say. Nobody cares what you got. Just kidding. Everybody cares what you got. You're the coolest guy in the world. 45 minutes later, we ate the whole pizza and we were patting our bellies and belching. God, I'm reading down quick. Why, man? Boy, that was delicious. Brap. Belch. I can't. I'm not gonna. I guess I might try. No, I'm not gonna. That's gross. I say, belch. You said it, JD, says Lola. I don't think I'll be belch eating for the rest of the day, says Lincoln. Belch me neither. Belch, excuse me. Pizza Magistrate is okay. Magistrate, says Laney. Yep, it's a pizza party all the time with it, I say. That was great, dude, says Luna. Belch, it was delicious, says Clyde. The blood sausage part was great. If I had a heart, it would be swelling right now. Says Lucy. Agree. It was all burps. Why is that one a burp? Quite satisfying, says Lisa. And indubitably, Lisa, says Gabriella. I loved my pizza, says Penny. We all did, says I say. Hey guys, maybe we should give everyone else a pizza when they all get back, says Varie. Good idea, Varie. That will wash the taste of 60-year-old pudding off, I say. 2 p.m. Living room. We are watching our favorite show, The Dreamboat, when we see Vanzilla pull up. They're back, I say. Let's set everything up, says Varie. Lynn Sr., Rita, Lori, Carol, Luann, Lana came in and they saw the dinner table with a pizza on it. Hey guys, says I. Where did you get the pizza? Asks Lynn Sr. With the pizza Magisword. It's a pizza party all the time. He's really proud of that line, I say. Awesome. I can't wait to eat, says Lana. I'm starving, says Lori. Totes, let's eat, says Lenny. The gathered at the table and ate it. Good pizza, JD, says Rita. It's delicious, says Lori. Eddie then comes in. Hey, guys, says Eddie. Hey, Eddie, I say. Hey, Eddie, want some pizza? Says Luann. Oh, boy, do I, asks Eddie, I guess. Eddie sits by Luann and eats some pizza with her. This is a really cheesy slice of life, says Luann. Ha 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 ha, get it? Meavery and Eddie laugh, and all the other siblings sigh. Really? Laney doesn't laugh? That's strange. I feel like Laney and Linka, maybe Lincoln would laugh. Whatever. Good one, I say. Ha 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 ha. Good one, says Lynn Sr. So how was JD, everyone? Wait, so are you implying that JD was actually babysitting all of the kids that stayed over? Whatever. I'm not even looking at the screen right now. I was looking straight up at the ceiling. I'm wasting time. Oh, oh, wait, hold on. I'm almost done. Me, Varie, and Eddie. Wait. How was JD, everyone? Asks Rita. I give him a 10 out of 10. He is a great babysitter, says Lola. Yeah, we played music in Luna's room and did 2 adventures in the simulator, says Laney. JD is a great babysitter, and the pizza he made us with the pizza metal sword was delicious, says Clyde. That could probably end world hunger, but let's not think about that. Looks like the babysitting plan is a success. Whose turn is it next? Asks Rita. It's Varie's turn. I say. Oh, so it's okay, so it's like they're choosing the person to be the babysitter. All right, says Varie. Yep, I can't wait for that, says Lily. The end. Another fan fiction completed. I got the idea for this from my books, and I write. From my books, I write. He's got books. Great, I'll read those next. And I thought that this would be the perfect. This would be perfect for the episode Two Boys and a Baby. I thought a babysitting plan would be perfect for this. Let me know what you all think. Hated it. See y'all next time. The Little Mermaid and Tangled belong to Disney Studios, and the songs belong to their owners. Weird that you would. Whatever. Oh, fantastic! I love this one. Can't wait for the chapter 83. This Varie and the Sword Mistress. Is this gonna be? Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. For a minute, I thought like I didn't say it in the previous chapter, but like it kind of felt like they were setting up another babysitting chapter, but this time they're gonna do things that Varie wants to do or whatever. And frankly, I just didn't want to do that 2 times in a row. But I don't. I think it's more of a coincidence here. Maybe eventually there'll be another babysitting chapter with Varie as the babysitter. Varie is in the simulator doing an exercise. Me, Eileen, Lori, Luna, Gabriella, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Ino, Hinata, Fu, Tenten, Mikari, Lincoln and Linka, Lele, Lana and Lola, and Lisa are in the control room. This is going to be a different exercise, whatever that means. The simulator activated, and Varie found herself on a strange planet. She saw a strange man fighting a menacing pink creature, and he cut him in half with his sword. It's Boo! Holy shit, it's Boo! Wait, what? I didn't know. Because it's a. Hold on. Pink creature in half with his sword, but the creature fired a blast of energy and killed him instantly. I'm in Dragon Ball Z. I love this show. I got to help, says Varie. It really was. I mean, maybe it's not Boo actually, but I know very little about Dragon Ball. I just know like mostly a handful of characters and a little bit of the lore. Um, I guess I saw Alien Planet, pink creature. It was either going to be Kirby or Boo. It might not be Boo though, because I don't see Boo anywhere reading ahead, which I shouldn't be doing. I'm in Dragon Ball Z. I love this show. I got to help, says Varie. Varie flew around and grabbed the sword and slashed the creature apart and fired a ki blast and obliterated the creature completely. Her sword looks like this. Oh, it's probably because the fan fiction did not originate on fanfiction.com or wherever I am. It originated somewhere else. I did try looking for it. I couldn't find it. Uh, it's probably mostly my fault for being lazy, but I also didn't know if I wanted to switch over to that original, to the original place that it was submitted, because I assumed that, well, for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's like, what if there were changes to it that were made here, and thus that makes these chapters the most modern version of the chapters. Not to mention, I only found out that there was you know, an original place at what the I only found out that there was an original posting place for the fan fiction after at least a few audiobooks in, and I don't know, it felt a little weird to just randomly go from reading on fanfiction.com to wherever the other one is. I just like the consistency. But I do miss out on stuff like this where I assume he provides a picture for us to look at, which is a bummer. I don't know. I guess I'd have to ask. Maybe at like the start of the next audiobook, I'll prompt the viewers with a question. Should I read this on the other website that this is that the you get what I'm trying to say. We'll find out. We'll see. Her sword looks like this. I'll just imagine a cool sword. Whoa! All right, that was pretty cool. That takes care of that, says Varie. Varie saw. Oh, you killed my creation, says question mark. Varie saw a green little man with ugly features. Don't call him ugly, or he'll go crazy and use his fire powers. And an M on his forehead. Bibbidi? Bibbidi. Skibbity. Skibbity. I'm losing my mind. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. It's not important. I've heard a lot about you, says Varie. So you have. How would you like to join me? Asks Bibbidi. No thanks, says Varie. Varie slashed Bibbidi apart and killed him. Well, that's the end of that. That's for all the countless lines you've butchered and all the. What? Oh, lives, not lines. You're a terrible voice actor. Anyways, you've butchered and all the planets you destroyed, says Varie, looking at the sword. You know, I could use this, says Varie, who's got superpowers and probably doesn't need it. Varie sheathed it and a portal opened up and Varie went through it. She was in the world of Shinobi and she was flying over the battle of Jiraiya and Sunada versus Orochimaru. What? Excuse me? Were we not just in Dragon Ball world? And can somebody please tell me if that was Boo? Because I think Boo is some kind of created organism, engineered organism, whatever you want to call him. So it would be really hilarious if I was totally right about this. I guess I could look it up. No. It's good for viewer interaction, in encouraging people to put things in the comments, which is actually something I need to address. Just how crazy it is, how many comments that we get on these types of videos, despite because they're relatively small. A couple hundred views. That's good for us. But comparatively, all the comments, that feels like it's more than it should be, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining. It's just nuts. It's crazy. I gotta focus. I can't keep going on these tangents, or this is gonna be a 3-hour long audiobook. It probably is. Probably is. Anyways, I guess we're just gonna hop between worlds now. Back to fucking Naruto. I missed it. This is gonna be good, says Varie. Varie flew in, and as Orochimaru was about to deliver a punch to Jiraiya, Varie unsheathed her new sword and slashed Orochimaru's head clean off and killed him instantly. She fired an energy blast and vaporized him completely. Nothing remained. Have a nice eternity in the netherworld and tell them that Varie Nutson sent you, says Varie. Thank you. Who are you? Asks Jiraiya. End my life. My name is Varie Nutson, says Varie. Back in the Leaf, the effects of Orochimaru's death was felt across the world like wildfire. Evil Sasuke, who was put into the Tsukuyomi Genjutsu by Itachi, was suddenly woken up by a nasty burning, and he felt his curse mark that he got from Orochimaru disintegrate, and he was gone forever. Sasuke was infuriated. My power is gone. When I find out who took it away, I will kill them, says evil Sasuke. In the battle, Naruto slammed a Rasengan into Kabuto Yakushi and sent him crashing into a rock, and Varie swooped in and stabbed Kabuto in the heart and killed him instantly. Just loving the instant death with these swords, huh? Serves you right, you monster, says Varie. Hey, thanks for killing him, says Naruto. You're welcome, Naruto. Kabuto and Orochimaru are both dead, says Varie. They are? Ha! Good riddance, says Naruto. Now to get rid of all those hindrance seals on you. Oh, says Varie, snapping her fingers! Seals appeared on Naruto and were destroyed in an instant. Naruto's full defense potential was unleashed. Fuck me, man! Naruto now had access to all the 5 main elemental natures, had all the bloodline elements, and he had intelligence that was beyond that of the Nara clan. He also had chakra levels that were far stronger than all the powerful shinobi in the world combined together 20 million times over, and he had omnipotent powers. Okay, it's not that bad. It's kind of a short chapter. Hey, and we've already read like a tenth of it. Yay! That's not so bad. Okay, 20 million powers, omnipotent. How do you feel, Naruto? Asks Varie. Awesome! I will make the Uchiha clan pay for killing my mom. I've got a headache and dad and destroying the lives of countless people, says Naruto. I will gladly help you, little brother, says Varie. That's weird. It's. Hey, man. Like fiance? Like. Fiance? Wait. Is fiance bi-gendered? Non-gendered, I guess? Because if they were actually married, I could say like husband, like wife. But no, for some, they're gonna wait till they're 20 or some shit. Whatever. Let's go back to it. What was I? Countless. I'm glad to help you, little brother. This is Varie. Thanks, sis. I need some new clothes. These are preposterously disgusting. Fucking what? Says Naruto, who I guess is now a little bit flamboyant. this this these clothes are ghastly. Let's go shopping then, says Varie. They headed back to the Leaf, and Naruto now was wearing a black sleeveless battle gi, black Anbu pants, black combat boots, and black fingerless gloves. Oh my god. Oh my god. What did he go to Hot Topic? Fucking awesome, dude. All black. Black fingerless gloves, black combat boots. He looks so cool. Just great, man. I hope there's an image of this because I need to know exactly what he looks like. Because if it's anything like the image I have in my head, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. What was I? They entered the Leaf, and Lady Tsunade was, excuse me, was coronated at the fifth Hokage, and she straightened out the village with the help of the fire daimyo. The civilian council was disbanded, and the elders Danzo, Koharu, and Homaru. Wait, no, fuck. It's Koharu and Homer, Do, were executed for treason, naturally. Naruto's heritage was announced, and the people that hurt him were either fired from their jobs, made homeless, thrown in jail, or ordered to pay restitution to him. Naruto was made an elite chunin, and he was given a black chunin flak jacket. Why does he keep fucking doing it? Every time. Every time. Like, I get it, man. You hate how you hate the way that Naruto is treated. But you don't need every few fucking chapters to come back to the Naruto universe, a completely different one, because obviously you can't just redo it over and over again in the same one. That wouldn't make any fucking sense. Every time. Like, what? Is it a maybe it's a kink at this point. Oh, he gets off to the fact that Naruto is finally being treated better, and all the people who treated him wrong are getting their just desserts. All right, maybe once. Okay, maybe once. Cause sure, I wouldn't particularly like it if a character I liked was you know being beaten down on by society and shit like that. But how many times do we have to come back to this and do it all over again? Naruto awakens his powers. Everybody gets beaten and killed for being mean to him. Sasuke loses his powers and becomes a total laughing stock. Fucking just a checklist at this point, and I'm sick of it. Let's get back to reading. At the hospital, Varie and Naruto were walking down the hall to Sasuke's room when they saw Sakura fly out of his room and slammed into the wall. Get away from me, you worthless, annoying, and useless fangirl, says evil Sasuke. He's extra evil this time. Varie and Naruto rushed over, and Naruto picked Sakura up, and she was crying hard into his chest. Sakura, are you alright? Asks Naruto. Naruto, why did Sasuke do that? I thought I loved him, says Sakura. It's all right, Sakura. He will pay for this, says Naruto, noticing that Sakura's right arm is slashed. You've been cut. I know. He hurt me, says Sakura. Naruto's hand had water around it, and he healed Sakura's wound. Sakura saw this. Oh, does she? Maybe she also felt it, because, it's her wound, and maybe she would feel it being healed. Wow, I just saw you heal me, says Sakura. I love you. That's that's how I'd write it. Naruto, how did you do that? Asks Sakura. It's a strange story, Sakura, but let's just say that it was a must needed improvement. I believe you're looking for much needed improvement. I can tell, and black looks really good on you, says Sakura, clearly into edgy bad boys. Why do good girls like bad guys? I've had this question for a really long time. I've been a bad boy, and it's plain to see. So why do good girls fall in love with me? Where was I? Black looks good on you. Thank you. I also have good news for you too, says Naruto. I know. Orochimaru's dead. We all heard it, says Sakura. And I killed both him and Kabuto. Sorry, Sakura. I'm Varie Nutson. It's a pleasure, says Varie. You're doing this like all right outside Sasuke's room. I have no doubt he's just hearing you do this and he's just patiently waiting to say something extra evil. Yeah, oh, here's one of the checklist items. Have Sakura fall in love with Naruto after Naruto friggin' saves her or some shit. Same here. No, wait. It's a pleasure. Same here. I hate Sasuke now, and I want him to burn, says Sakura. Welcome to the world, Sakura. I want the Uchiha to pay completely for killing my mom and dad on the night I was born, says Naruto. I heard all about that. I can't believe the Uchiha are that evil, says Sakura. I can, says question mark. A hooded figure stood in the hallway and it slid the hood off, and it was Makoto Uchiha, alive and well. Makoto, you're alive, says Naruto. I know. Naruto, you have grown so much. Kushina would be very proud of you, says Makoto. I know, I have a feeling she already is, says Naruto. Lady Makoto is it's so good that you're okay, says Sakura. Just, just end my life. You don't have to call me Lady Makoto, Sakura. Just Makoto was fine, says Makoto. Makoto. Sorry, Sasuke. Sorry, Sasuke hurt me, says Sakura. I know, I saw it all. That monster is not my son anymore. Fucking, just so mean spirited. Fugaku and the civilian council killed the son the son I once knew by poisoning his mind with so much hatred. Selfishness, powerlust, arrogance, and evil. It's been rendered broken beyond all repair. Um, and you don't want to like try and undo that. No, because you said it's broken beyond all repair. So I guess we'll just jump straight to end the life of my son or whatever. Naturally. Hey, I'd want my mom to do the same if like somebody convinced me to do bad things. Just kill him. Just fucking kill him. I'd want her to end my life if I went into comatose and the only thing I could think about was the Loud House Revamped. Dream about, I guess. I wonder. Obviously, being in a coma, this has nothing to do with the fanfic, by the way. But I wonder if going to a coma, which is bad, obviously a bad thing, but like sometimes it feels like my dreams always end way too early. So what if like I go into a coma and then I get an extended dream where I get to fucking do a bunch of cool shit and it doesn't end, so I actually get to see some shit through. Of course, that's all assuming it's one long dream. Could be multiple small ones or shorter ones. Whatever. Unimportant. Yes, I know. The whole village knows, and they all know. And they all now see Sasuke as the true demon and me as the hero," says Naruto. Yeah, I heard about that," says Sakura. Mikoto, I'm sorry to say this, but Itachi was forced to kill the entire Uchiha clan against his will by Danzo, says Varie. I know, he told me before he killed them, says Mikoto. Let me guess, you put a blood clone in your place and faked your death, says Varie. That's right, says Mikoto. That was very crafty and sly, says Naruto. It sure was, says Mikoto. Let's go face the new Sasuke, says Varie. Let's, says Mikoto, putting her hood up. That's so tough. They walk into Sasuke's room and they saw that the whole room was trashed completely. Looks like a bomb went off in here, says Varie. All over the walls there was red words that said, Red rum, red rum. Kill Naruto and Itachi, and they saw evil Sasuke in the corner sitting and mumbling, Hello, Sasuke. Says Naruto. Evil Sasuke got up and he saw Naruto and snarled viciously at him. You've made a complete fool out of me. I hate you, Naruto, says evil Sasuke. I hate you more than life itself, Sasuke, and do you know why? Your evil clan killed my mom and dad, and I will make sure that there are no more Uchiha, period, says Naruto. Even though Makoto is standing, like, right next to Naruto, but who fucking cares at this fucking point? We shall see. Fight me, says evil Sasuke. Alright, but not here. Training ground 7, 10 minutes, says Naruto. 10 minutes later, Naruto and evil Sasuke were facing each other. The evil Sasuke had a look in his eye that was blazing with so much hate, extreme rage, and fury. and hatred directed at Naruto that it was unbelievable. Naruto, on the other hand, was looking at him with no emotion and stoicism. That's so tough. I will kill you for ruining my revenge, says evil Sasuke. I've been waiting for a long time for this. I'm not the same Naruto that you faced in the academy. Now I'm going to destroy you, says Naruto. What did you just say to me? Asks evil Sasuke. You heard me. I'm going to finish you off once and for all. Your clan's crimes will not go unpunished. They've terrorized this world for far too long, and I'm going to end it by starting with you, says Naruto. How dare you? You talk to me that way. I will kill you, says evil Sasuke. I can talk about them however I want. You don't have to. You don't know this, but I have something that you don't, says Naruto. Well, evidently it's the same level of chakra as all the shinobi masters times 20 million. So that probably gives him a real leg up on the competition. But whatever. Now I'm going to destroy you. What? Exclaims evil Sasuke. Sorry, I wasn't into it, but now I am. Oh, I'm excited. Little pebbles started. He's got the force! Little pebbles started lifting off the ground, and an orange aura flared up around Naruto, and his hair was standing up and waving around him. The ground was shaking violently, and the sky darkened, and lightning was striking around the training ground. Suddenly, Naruto unleashed the full extent of his power in a massive explosion of power. Ha! Screams Naruto, who I guess is going Super Saiyan. Fuck me. Kill me. End it now. A blinding flash of light illuminated the whole village and the training ground, and when it died down, Naruto was forever changed. Forever, you say? Fantastic. His hair was orange and his eyes were yellow, and he had angel wings that were orange and glowing with a righteous fury. Red lightning was flickering in his orange aura, and his power level was incredible. Varie, Sakura, and Makoto were watching, and they could not believe it. What happened to Naruto? He's chained, and the level of chakra I'm sensing off of him is incredible, says Sakura. Naruto has transformed into Super Angel! It's the ultimate power that I have. Naruto had lots of hindrance seals on him, and I broke them and unleashed his full power, says Varie. Incredible, says Makoto. Naruto can also use ki and spirit energy, says Varie. Ki, the physical component of chakra? That's impossible, says Makoto, shocked. Not anymore. Ki is far more destructive than chakra, and it possesses enough power to obliterate this entire planet, says Varie. Unbelievable, says Sakura. Evil Sasuke was seething and fuming with extreme rage and jealousy. Get ready, Sasuke, because there's going to be one less Uchiha in the world, says Naruto. I gotta take a break. I can't though. I don't like having to interrupt my reading of a chapter. Between chapters, sure, I'll go and I don't know, stand and stare at a wall for an hour straight, enjoying it infinitely more than this. But oh, just it's just so it's great. I'm loving this. Do something cool. Do like the ending of Kung Fu Panda 3, where Po gives all of his chi to Kai. To Kai, and it overwhelms him and he explodes. Do that. I don't know why. Maybe because I always imagined. No, of course he wouldn't do that. Because that might imply to some extent that Naruto is giving up any amount of his power. Can't have that. Can't have that. Okay. Get ready. Naruto held out his hand and it blew evil Sasuke away with a powerful shockwave that sent him flying and he crashed into a tree. On the other side of the training ground, he got up and was enraged. I will kill you! Exclaims evil Sasuke. He dashed with blazing speed, and evil Sasuke tried to punch and kick Naruto with all of his might. But Naruto was dodging all of his strikes and with super fast speed that was so fast that not even the human eye can keep up. Yeah, cool. Evil Sasuke punched Naruto in the face, but it didn't even faze him or make him flinch. Evil Sasuke backed away and went through hand signs. Fire style, fireball jutsu, says evil Sasuke. He fired a fireball directly at Naruto, but Naruto deflected it back at him and it exploded in evil Sasuke's face. When the smoke cleared, there was a charred log in evil Sasuke's place. Substitution, says Naruto. Naruto sensed him behind him, and evil Sasuke charged up a Chidori and dashed at him. Naruto teleported up into the sky and flew above the training ground. Attacking somebody from behind is the sign of a spineless little coward and a truly dishonorable fighter. I pity you, Sasuke, says the ninja. Isn't that like at least partially what Naruto was all about? Ninjas, shinobi. I don't know, but frankly, I mean they use a lot of ninja-related weaponry, right? Maybe, but frankly, what you would consider spineless, I would consider on brand for ninjas. What with the sneak attack, Hell, if anything, Naruto looks the most like a ninja than he ever does in the actual show, considering he's covered head to toe in black clothing. I shouldn't say that because I have no actual clue. Maybe he straight up does dress up as a ninja in one episode. I don't know. I haven't read or watched it. Anyways, blah 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 blah. Fire style explosion. Dishonorable play. I pity you, Sasuke. Save your pity for the weak. I will not stop until I kill you, says evil Sasuke. All right then, says Naruto. Naruto teleported, and without warning, evil Sasuke was punched in the stomach with devastating force, and Naruto devoted a powerful uppercut to him, and he belched up a huge amount of blood. Naruto kicked him in the crotch and kicked him in the. Oh, okay. You know what? Fucking, come on! You just said, oh, blah, blah, blah. Truly dishonorable fighter. You called him. You called Sasuke a truly dishonorable fighter. And then you go and kick him in the nuts. Okay? I don't care what you think about attacking somebody from behind. Maybe that's dishonorable. Maybe who gives a shit? But I'm pretty sure universally kicking somebody in the nuts is very much a dishonorable move. It's just fucking too easy, man. Sorry, you may have heard me looking through the blinds. I, I pity you, Naruto. You fucking moron. Come on, man. James, you are just an enigma. Okay. Kicked him in the crotch and kicked him in the mouth and punched him in the nose. Wow, what incredible power, says Sakura, watching the guy who apparently has all these magical abilities straight up just punch and kick. In fact, one would consider this to be much crueler than simply ending the fight right now. Since Naruto is so incredibly powerful, I have no doubt in my mind that he could just simply snap his fingers and kill Sasuke. But no. Everybody with super duper duper booper pooper stupid power is going to be extremely cruel with it. Unbelievable, says Makoto. Sasuke is no match against Naruto's power. He's completely helpless against him, says Varie. The Hokage, Jonin, Chunin, and Genin arrive, and they could not believe what they were seeing. Is all that chakra coming from Naruto? Asked Lady Tsunade. It is, but that's not just Sakura. It's also ki and spirit energy, says Varie. Everyone gasped, but that's not possible. I mean, that's impossible, says Kakashi. No ninja. See, ninja. Says it right there. I was right. No ninja has ever been able to utilize a ki, says Asuma. Isn't utilize spelled with a Z? Who cares? Not until now, says Varie. Incredible, says Kurenai. How can Naruto have that much power? It's inconceivable, says Guy. Cool name. The civilian council and the elders placed hindrance seals on Naruto, and I destroyed them and unleashed the full extent of his power. I also kind of just skimmed by the fact that how the fuck did Varie do that? All right, with JD it's different because JD can do anything. But with Varie, she's just married to JD. Well, planning to be married to JD. She's got water power. She's a mermaid. Why can't she just snap her fingers? But now you're all better. Whatever. I destroyed them and unleashed the full extent of his power. As you can see, Sasuke is no match for him. It's incredible, says Tenten. I can't even look at him with my Byakugan. His level of power is so great, it's like looking at the sun, says Neji. Yes, it's too much for me too, says Hanada. Unbelievable. How can Naruto generate that much power, says Ino. What a drag, says what? Whatever, says Shikamaru. Incredible, says Choji. Back in the fight, evil Sasuke was severely injured. It's over, Sasuke. You're finished, says Naruto. Evil Sasuke was enraged. How dare you? Me? Finished? No one says that to me. I will destroy you if it's the last thing I do, says Evil Sasuke. Evil Sasuke was charging up a Chidori to a maximum power and went at Naruto. The netherworld awaits you, says Naruto, cupping his hands to the side. Kamehameha! Ha! Naruto fired a Kamehameha wave from his wrists, and evil Sasuke plunged the Chidori into the energy blast and it exploded with incredible power. In the moment he jabbed it, kaboom! The explosion was so devastating that it completely destroyed the entire training ground. When the smoke cleared, all that was left on the training ground was a massive, smoldering crater. Sasuke was nowhere to be seen. Varie had everyone protected in an aqua blue force field. That's it. He's gone, says Naruto. I guess this version of Naruto is edgy, cool Naruto. The netherworld awaits you. That's so tough. That's so tough. That's it. He's gone, says Naruto. So that's the awesome power of ki? My eye hurts. Oh, wait. Wow, what power, says Lady Tsunade. So that's the awesome power of ki, says Asuma. It's far from powerful. It's far more powerful and destructive than chakra, says Kurenai. But where's Sasuke, says Kakashi. Sasuke's energy signal has completely disappeared. Ugh, fuck. Sorry. I was speaking and yawning at the same time. It was weird. Has completely disappeared. He's dead, says Varie. Good riddance, says Sakura. I never want to see that monster again. Goodbye, you wretched spawn from Satan, says Makoto. Makoto broke down. So you just like straight up insult your newly dead son. Oh, and then you started crying. Kill yourself. Gotta stop saying that. I've been saying that a lot more recently. It's really showing how I'm feeling about all this. Naruto powered down and the sky was stormy and lightning struck around the area. Goodbye, Sasuke. I hope you have a nice time in oblivion. People like you deserve to be forgotten and never be remembered again, says Naruto. After evil Sasuke was gone, Varie trained Naruto and Sakura vigorously in everything she knew, and Fu was transferred to the leaf from the waterfall, and she trained her too. Varie merged Naruto, Sakura, and Fu with their counterparts, and they were stronger than ever before. The exercise ended. Varie was now a powerful swordsman. The end. So that's why we took like a very minuscule, unimportant dip into the Dragon Ball universe, was so that Varie could get her awesome sword. Also, picking up a sword doesn't make you a swordsman. And then again, we're talking about the fucking Loud House Revamped here. The end. Fucking another fanfiction completed. I wanted to make Varie a powerful swordsman. Swordswoman. I'm so sorry. Swordswoman in this one and have an explosive ending to this chapter. Let me know what you all think. I hated it. See you next time. This one reeked. All the Naruto chapters reeked. Laney ascends to... No, my bad. Chapter 84. Laney ascends to new heights. Laney was in the simulator doing an exercise. Is that a spider? No. No. Okay. Sorry. Laney was in the simulator doing an exercise. Me, Varie, Eileen, Naruto, and the girls. Haiku, Lori. Haiku? Right, yeah. Like the emo guy that's like Lucy's girlfriend or some shit. Boyfriend, I mean. Gabriella, Lincoln and Linka, Lucy, Lana, Lola, Penny, Lily, and Lisa are in the control room. I'm scratching my nose. The simulator activated, and Laney found herself on the lookout in Dragon Ball Z. She approached the Guardian of Earth, Kami? Whatever. Maybe we'll spend like 5 minutes here as opposed to 5 seconds. Are you Kami? Asks Laney. Yes, I am, says Kami. My name is Laney Loud. I wanted to train hard to protect all my loved ones and my friends. I want to learn everything in a short amount of time. Yep. Isn't that the ultimate, the dream? I'm sure JD wishes he could just learn how to do all this shit in like 5 minutes. I genuinely don't think that James Nutchin, the person, would spend even 5 years training hard if it meant being half as powerful as his fanfiction counterpart. Frankly, I'd train for like half my life for that kind of power. Are you kidding me? But something about James just doesn't give off that impression. I wonder if the water stain from when I spilled my water is gone. Anybody? Hey, callback. Does anybody remember when that happened in this audiobook? That's how yeah. That'll be on the next quiz. The quiz at chapter 100 when I ask Ethan, between which two chapters was I drying a water spot after spilling water from the water cup I was drinking out of? Maybe. The longer I think about it, the more I want to do it. And that might be a bad thing. Anywho, I understand. Please follow me, says Kami. Kami led Laney to a room, and it was a strange room. Then maybe you should next time just say, Kami leads Laney to a strange room. This is a hyperbolic time chamber. I knew it. I know about the time chambers where you can like train for years in the span of days or whatever. Here you can get 1 year's worth of training done in one day. Oh, well, wouldn't you know it? Says Kami. Wow, that's quick. I have a feeling it will work, says Laney. It's good. It's good that you have that feeling. It will, says Kame. Laney went in and she had some company. It was it was Goku. Hi, I'm Goku. He doesn't say that exactly. Hi, my name is Goku, says Goku. I've heard a lot about you. I'm Laney Loud. I want to be strong so I can protect everyone. Hey, I can finally put Goku in the tags. Dragon Ball Z, anyways. Either way, either one. I want to get strong so I can protect everyone, says Laney. You came to the right person. I will gladly help you. Your power is incredible. I can tell that you've already come far, says Goku. I know, says Laney. All right, let's get started, says Goku. 36 hours had passed, and Laney continued to train vigorously and learn anything Goku had learned like a sponge. Her energy levels continued to increase rapidly at an accelerated rate. Her plant powers were stronger than ever before, and she now looked like a 10-year-old girl. How old was she before? I don't know. Well, I guess if it's 36 hours, that's 1.5 years, isn't it? So I guess she was 8.5. The hyperbolic time chamber can age people. Laney's clothes were shredded and she had a stronger physique. Her hair was longer and in a ponytail. She knows ki and spirit energy, and her chakra levels increased exponentially, and she knows a vast array of jutsu and skills. Something that Goku is an expert in. Jutsu. Fucking, I don't know. Hey, maybe. I haven't watched or read Dragon Ball, so for all I know, Goku knows all. Maybe Goku's even a goddamn Sharingan or a Hokage. Who knows at this point? Didn't Naruto and One Piece have a crossover? Unimportant. Oh, nuts. Is that ripping? I hope not. Anyways, jutsu and skills, most of them are ones she made up and more, of course. When they were done, Laney came out a whole new person. You know, that would actually suck, though. You know, going into a time chamber, training for an equivalent of years, becoming older than everyone I know. Whatever. Whatever. I wonder how long I could do something like that. You know, train in a time chamber. Because, well, first there's a question of resolve. Can I even? Uh, is my weak, feeble body capable of training for that long? Because I assume that they train for the majority of their time in there. So could I? There's the question of could I train for a year? But also, there's the mental aspect of do I really want to? Because every second I spend in here, I'm losing time out there with them, my friends and loved ones, unless of course they decide to go in as well. Well, no, but that doesn't really change much because now we've all lost time. We're all 1 year closer to death in the span of one day. That's horrifying to think about. At least I assume that's how it works because, like, obviously they show that Laney is now physically older, but for all I know, it could be a Lily situation where she just looks that way, but she's still technically 8.5 or whatever, and she'll age for the next 1.5 years without changing at all. And then when she gets to actually 10, then her aging process resumes. Or however they did it for Lily. Where was I? I feel incredible, but I need new clothes. Says Laney. Laney fired a clothes ray. Laney fired a clothes ray at herself, and she now had larger versions of her clothes at home. Is that a Dragon Ball thing? I don't know. It kind of comes out of nowhere. You could have said clothes Magisword or some shit, I just, yep, makes sense. Whatever. That's better. I wonder what Joey will think of me now. Well, he'll be a little weirded out, and he'll also be younger than you, so that's gonna be confusing. But it's time to put my strength and skills to the test, says Laney. A portal opened up and it was leading to the final valley in the world of Shinobi, and Naruto is fighting Sasuke there. It's showtime, says Laney. I almost want to skip this. You know, I don't think anybody would be mad if I skipped the rest of this chapter. I don't think anybody would be mad, but I'm gonna read it. But just know how insanely annoyed I am right now that for the 50th fucking time, I'm reading Naruto bullshit from an autistic man's weird obsession of killing and hurting Sasuke. Oh my god, I hope we check all the boxes. I hope Laney goes there, snaps her fingers. Now Naruto's got his powers unlocked. Oh, Sasuke's mad. Sakura gets hurt by Sasuke. Oh, Naruto's there to comfort her. They fall in love. Now Sasuke and Naruto have their big fight. Sasuke gets completely and utterly embarrassed. Jesus, just rip up my veins. It's showtime, says Laney. Laney spread her wings and flared up a green Super Saiyan aura and flew through the portal. World of Shinobi. Oh, good to be back. It's been too long. Sasuke had grabbed Naruto and charged up at Chidori. This is as far as you go, loser. You can join your family in the afterlife, you dumb fool, says Sasuke. Just as Sasuke was about to stab Naruto, Laney swooped down out of nowhere, and without warning, Sasuke was kicked in the face with devastating force and sent crashing into the cliff. You will pay for everything your clan has done, Sasuke. No more will the name Uchiha mean anything but failure, says Laney. Laney's energy made Naruto better, and a bunch of seals were on Naruto, and they broke, and Naruto started changing. Naruto became a girl, and his name was now Naruto. Okay, hey, didn't see that fucking coming. Oh my god. Oh, naturally. Hey, why not? I, I almost wish he didn't change anything. But fuck it. Hey, make Naruto a girl, because that makes any fucking sense. This this was who he really was, or should I say she. What happened? Asks Naruto. Naruto, my bad. Oh, misgendered. What happened? Asks Naruto. Frankly, I'd be kind of horrified. A little bit of that's like kind of body horror to me. You know, being a guy for however old he is, for however many years, and then just suddenly, oh, body's completely changed. That'd be a little scary to me. A little uncomfortable as well. But whatever. Okay. Anyways, female narco. Don't even bat an eye anymore. Let's just keep going. That's not true. I just spent a full 10 minutes yelling about how angry it made me. What happened? Asks Narco. Narco looked at herself and she was amazing. I guess she's also a bit of a egoist. Oh man, what's the word? When you're narcissist, that's what it is. Narco, yes. I look incredible. Dude, I'm such a babe. Now to make Uchiha pay. How old is Naruto right now? Let's just not fucking think about it. I just got a Discord ping. I wonder if it's exactly what I think it is. Where was I? I keep fucking losing my spot. I'm sorry. I'm cursing like a sailor this time around. Look incredible. Naruto spread her wings that she has apparently, and they were made of a pure fire, and she had fox ears and 9 flaming foxtails. She stood by Laney, ready to fight. Sasuke got up and he was enraged. At the same time, Laney's energy was spreading around the area and it fully healed Shikamaru, Kaiba, and Akamaru, Neji and Koji, and it even healed Tayuya, who was pinned under a log and it destroyed her curse mark. Kakashi excuse me. Kakashi was running towards the battle and he felt the tremendous power Lenny was emitting. He even felt Naruto's power, and it was incredible. Naruto's chakra has increased tremendously. I hope he's okay. Actually, it's she. You know what would be funny? Is if Sasuke just looked around, saw Naruto, and was like, "Where did Naruto go?" It'd be better than this. Back in the fight, Sasuke was infuriated. This wasn't This wasn't your fight, you stupid girl, says Sasuke. They're both stupid girls now. It is now, says Laney. Sasuke saw Naruto and he was floored. Wait a minute. Naruto, is that you? Asks Sasuke. It's Naruto now, you brainless fool. Your clan killed my mom and dad. And I'm a girl because I guess, I don't know. Was one of the seals to make him a girl? I mean, to make her a boy in this universe? It's like, yeah, it's just for fun. Yeah, put that seal to make sure that she doesn't get her powers, and fuck it, turn her into a guy with that one. Well, you have a little fun, and hey, make one of her eyes bigger than the other with that seal. Give her big, give her a big, red clown nose with this seal. Stupid, stupid, fucking stupid. Oh, you killed my mom and dad. What are you saying? Asks Sasuke. My real name is Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze, daughter of Minato Namikaze and the fourth Hokage and Kushina Uzumaki. We're really going to do this all over again. We're really going to do this all over again. Maybe it'll be different. Not that I care. All of this reading is making me ill. And I will avenge their deaths by killing you, says Naruko. That's a lie. You can't be the child of the fourth Hokage. And what do you mean avenging their deaths? I haven't done anything, says Sasuke. True, but your entire clan is to blame. Yep. I guess, that's like racist, man. Judge a ninja by the content of his jutsus and not the color of his clan. Wait, how does it go? The Martin Luther King saying, "Judge me not by the color of my skin, but the content of my character." Something like that. So then, yeah, judge me not for the co- uh, color of my clan, but the content of my jutsus. We'll say that. Stupid. I'm being stupid. I'm wasting time. It's because I don't want to read all this. I don't want to read all this, but I have to. Fourth, okay, I haven't done anything. True, but your entire clan is to blame. On October 10th, 13 years ago, your Uchiha ripped the nine-tailed fox out of my mother, and it made it go on a rampage and killed many lives. It was because of the Uchiha clan that my mom and dad were forced to sacrifice themselves to save the village, and I became the third Jinchuriki of Natsumi, the nine-tailed kitsune. She was forced into going on a rampage, and I will never forgive the entire Uchiha clan for killing my family. The Uchiha clan ruined my life. Yeah, but like, I don't think Sasuke had like fucking anything to do with that. But hey, let's kill him anyways. Ruined my life and made an orphan. The only Uchiha that had no involvement was your mother and my mom's best friend Makoto. I can never bring myself to kill her, right, Makoto? A figure appeared and it was Makoto Uchiha, alive and well. Mom, you're alive? Exclaimed Sasuke. Yes, son, I faked my own death when Itachi killed the Uchiha. I never wanted to be part of the evil clan of thieves, traitors and murderers. I hid in the shadows and watched Naruto here fight you. I can't believe I gave birth to an evil monster that was poisoned by the hatred, powerless pride, lies, arrogance, and evil of a bunch of monsters called the Uchiha and the corruption of the council. I never wanted to marry Fugaku. I hated him, and I wanted to be with Naruto and raise her right. But I never got the chance because of those fools on the council. Now I'm going to correct my mistakes. I'm going to kill you, Sasuke. I brought you into this world, and now it's time for me to take you out of it, says Makoto. And I will gladly help you, Makoto. Sorry, I'm Laney Loud, says Laney. Who was here? I fucking almost forgot. It's a pleasure, says Makoto. All three of them dashed forward. Girl power, they scream, and savagely overwhelmed Sasuke in a ferocious battle. Sasuke died in seconds after Laney pierced him with a razor-sharp vine, and Naruto and Makoto incinerated Sasuke's body to nothing. That's it for him, says Naruto. Good riddance, says Makoto. I hope he has a nice time in the netherworld, says Laney, which I feel like they say that about every little person that they kill. It's always, I hope blank has a nice time in the netherworld. After brutally murdering him, Kakashi arrived and he was floored by seeing Naruto and Makoto. Laney revealed everything that went down, and Kakashi was floored. Do you think Naruto is going to become part of Naruto's harem? That's going to be weird if that happens. But it'll also be, weirdly enough, one of the least weird ones, because, at least one of the people in Naruto's little harem is a full-grown woman. And he's a boy, underage boy. But whatever. Speaks volumes when one of the more normal relationships Naruto has is with himself. Herself? Whatever. Okay. Where was I? Kakashi was floored. I can't believe Sasuke was that evil. I created a monster, says Kakashi. It's not your fault, Kakashi, says Laney. If anyone is to blame, it's those monsters on the council and the Uchiha clan. No offense, Makoto, says Naruto. Then take it, Naruto. Oh, I said Naruto, didn't I? My bad. I've severed my ties to the Uchiha, and I'm sorry, Kakashi. Now we have to hurry, says Makoto. They dashed over to the leaf and arrived at the Hokage Tower in minutes. Laney revealed everything that went down and everything that's been happening, and the leaf became and in the leaf because of the council's corruption. Sakura, Hinata, Tenten, and Tayuya were with them, and they were all floored by all this info. I can't believe it. My own mother used me, says Sakura. It's not just you, Sakura. The civilian council used all of their children and put them in grave danger, says Laney. Those people are animals that need to be destroyed, says I agree with you on that, I can't believe that the Leaf has this many issues involving corruption and treachery. What a bunch of pieces of trash and scum, says Tayuya. You said it, Tayuya, says Tenten. These names are funny. It's because of the Uchiha that I have never known my mom and dad. My mom or dad. I can never forgive them, says Naruto. The Uchiha hurt many lives, and I'm glad Sasuke is dead, says Hinata. Me too. I don't ever want to think about that loser ever again, says Sasuke. Sakura, oops. In all honesty, I don't know what I was thinking, says, it's complicated, says Laney. Indeed it is. I'm glad everyone's okay, Laney. We owe you a big thanks, and Makoto, I'm so glad that you're okay, says Lady Tsunade. Thank you, Lady Tsunade. It's good to be home, Lady Tsunade. I missed you, says Makoto. Me too, says Lady Tsunade. After the meeting, Lady Tsunade decided to set a bunch of things straight. She announced what had really happened during the Nine Tails attack, disbanded the civilian council, executed Danzo, Homura, and Koharu for high treason, announced Naruto's heritage, and more. The Uchiha clan was viewed as an evil clan of the Uchiha district and was burned down. Sakura's mother, Sayuri Haruna, was arrested for treason and was executed naturally. The Haruna residence was destroyed because Sayuri, Sayuri made a huge number of enemies. Naruto took Sakura into the protection of the Namikaze clan. Laney made Naruto her big sister. Awesome. Naruto released Natsumi, and she was beautiful. She was very beautiful. It feels so good to be outside again, says Natsumi. I can tell, says Naruto. I'm glad the Uchiha are now ostracized from society, of humanity. They can burn in the netherworld, says Laney. I agree, says Naruto. I merged everyone except Naruto and Natsumi with their counterparts, and the exercise was done. Laney, Naruto, and Natsumi came out. Laney, I'm so proud of you, I say. Me too, says Lincoln. I'm proud too, says Lincoln. Me too, Laney. You look amazing, says Lily. Biologically, she's still 7 years old. Oh my god. She's still 7 years old. So she went into the hyperbolic time chamber. Is it hyperbolic? Where did I get hyperbolic from? Whatever. Oops. Just on. Oh, don't worry about it. That's fine. Anyways, so she went into the time chamber at age 7. Trained for 36 hours. And just remember 24 hours, which is one day, obviously, equates to 1 year. She was in there for 1.5 days, 1.5 years. Unless I'm crazy, that would make her no older than 9.5 years old. Granted, maybe she was. Wait, no, it wouldn't. It would make her 8.5. I'm an idiot. Yeah, it would make her 8.5. Sorry, I fucked that up. But still, that would make her 8.5. Even if she was like 7, like a day away from her birthday, it would still only make her 9.5. That's yeah. I mean 9. Wait, am I losing my mind? Because okay, hold on. So at 7 years old, trained for 36 hours, she comes out as 8.5. But if she was basically one day away from being 8 years old, but still technically quote unquote 7 years old, you could at best round up to 9.5. Whatever. Just, basic math that I also managed to complicate. Oh well. What is this? What am I dragging? It's not important. Okay, biologically, she's still 7 years old, but when she hits 10 for real, she will age normally again. So it is just like what happened to Lily, says Lisa. That's true, says Laney, who I suppose knew that. You know, Narco, I've always wanted a twin sister, says Naruto. Me too, says Narco. Okay, they're not gonna date. Probably for the best. Narco and Naruto hugged. I'm so happy for both of you, says Natsume. Me too, says Sakura. I'm happy too, says Fu. This was a great exercise, says Varie. We all went to the kitchen for a little snack, and that's how it fucking ends. I'm peckish. Another fanfiction done. I wanted to start off with Dragon Ball Z style training scenario. I made Laney stronger and smarter than ever. I hope you all like it, hated it, and tell me what you all think, hated it. See you next time. Fantastic. Wow, what wonderful chapters. One was a super long chapter about friggin' babysitting that had nothing to do with babysitting. And then we had two back-to-back chapters that started out in Dragon Ball, and then instantly fucking went into Naruto universe. Isn't that fantastic? Man, I hope that doesn't happen more. But we all know it will. Okay. Like and subscribe, and feel guilty that you are inadvertently encouraging me to do this. Or irresponsible. You're not encouraging me. I said I'd read it all, and I guess I have to now. It's my word. It's my honor. Right? I didn't say I'd do it quickly, though. All right? If at some, every day I'm getting older, and it's getting to a point where I'm probably going to have to pursue an actual career, unless, of course, it becomes profitable. Fingers crossed, sure. But, at that point, when I get an actual, real, normal job, this will probably become more of a hobby, you know? More of a hobby, and I might finish it when I'm 50 instead of finish it when I'm 30 or some shit. 30 might be a little. Oh, God. Even if I read, because I'm kind of doing one a week, which is not good. I should be doing more than one a week. God knows I've got the time for it. Though there are some complications every once in a while. But still, even if I did read once a week, no, there's no way I'd be done by 30. But yeah, I'll try and read more. Hell, I might even read some tomorrow. Assuming I get this up today. In which case, yes, tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll get it up tomorrow, and at which point I'll either be reading then or I'll read tomorrow. Anyways, I think I said like and subscribe, but screw it, we'll say it again. Goodbye. See you in the next one. Feel bad. Bye bye.